casteism is still prevalent in our country. If you're not able to observe it around you, please turn the pages of the newspaper and it will be really evident for everyone. Recently, one of our athletes, Vandana Kataria, who is a member of a hockey player, had faced racial slurs and agitation from her neighborhood because her team was not able to make it in the semi-finals. This is the same player who had scored multiple goals for the team. And even when our athletes are doing a good job at the Olympics, the searches of the people shows that people are searching for the race, the caste of the athletes. Even the casteism has gone to the United States of America too. I am Abhiraj, and in this video brought to you by Believers IAS Academy, we'll be discussing the topic casteism. First of all, what is the origin of casteism? There are multiple theories that says different things about the origin of casteism. One theory is the traditional theory, which talks about the four varnas, the accession of the varna system. Four varnas originated from the body of God Brahma. So, the Brahmin caste, the people who are priests and academicians, educators, teachers, they came from, they had, according to this theory, they says that they came from the head of the god Brahma. Then comes the Kshatriya, which says that they came from the hand of the god Brahma. They are warriors and kings, fighters. Then comes Vaishya, who are merchants and landowners who came from the thighs of God. A lot of places to come from. Then the Shudra, commoners, peasants and servants who are said to have come from the legs, the feet of this God. And then there are untouchables who are out of caste, who carries out the works like latrine cleaning, street cleaning and so on. So this is the categorization that's based on the traditional theory. So and that theory gives this classification, but the traditional theory talks about these people, this caste coming from different body parts of this god Brahma. Then there is a racial theory which says the arrivals of Aryans in India created this system. So not just based on the complexion, but also based on the physical features and the way of speech and so on, the religious practices and so on. And political theory which says that this caste system was invented by the Brahmin caste, the people of the Brahmin caste. It's a carefully planned, intelligently planned system in order to keep these people, the Brahmins, on the top of social hierarchy. So this is what the political theory says. Occupational theory says that. So there was a category of people who followed a good profession and there were a category of people who followed bad profession. So those people who followed a standard profession kind of had a domination over the other people, that those people who were carrying out dirty professions. So that's how this caste system developed, is what occupational theory suggests. Evolution theory says that the caste system didn't appear, like it didn't come suddenly, but it came over a long time as a result of long process of social evolution. So all these matters together resulted in evolution of the system. Whatever it may be, the caste system is bad and it creates a lot of issues. One, it is against democratic values. Caste system socially discriminates people. It even has evil practices like untouchability, which is clearly against our democratic values, which is against right to equality, which is against right to discrimination. Then it disrupts the progress of development. People are oppressed. Their development is not taken into consideration. Slavery, if you look at casteism, if you observe casteism properly, you will get to know that it is a carefully planned, carefully crafted slavery system. Because in the United States of America, if you look at the slavery there, there's a clear-cut distinction between the blacks and the whites, and then they revolted. But in India's case, in the casteism case, what we get to see is different layers of caste. And here, people in the middle, even people in the middle caste, would not want to get rid of the caste system completely, because then they would lose the domination, the powers that they are enjoying over the people who are at the lower level of this caste system. So it is an intelligently planned system, right? Even our freedom fighters had a conflict when it comes to the caste system. I mean, both Gandhi and Ambedkar want to get rid of these evil side, the negative side of the caste system, but they had ideological difference. Gandhi said that he wanted to keep the that is within the Hinduism structure, but he wanted to reform Hinduism by reviving the Harijan population. So he wanted Harijan as part of Hinduism. But Ambedkar wanted to break away from Hinduism. He did not believe in the Vedas and texts. Gandhi was a person who believed in the Vedas and texts, and he wanted clear-cut, a proper interpretation of Vedas and texts, so that Harijans are given proper respect by including them within the construct of Hinduism. But Ambedkar did not believe in it at all, and he considered the Dalits as a religious minority outside Hindu society. And Gandhi was a person who emphasized on Gram Swaraj, villages having its own independent governance system and so on. But Ambedkar insisted on urbanization, as he believed that the root cause of all this casteism and all the roots are in the villages of India. So he insisted on urbanization, education, awareness, and so on. What are the government initiatives in order to deal with the caste system, the casteism, and its social evils? Firstly, constitutionally guaranteed fundamental human rights. Yes, we have Article 70 that abolishes untouchability. Like that, we have Article 15 Clause 4 and Article 16 Clause 4 of Constitution, which makes an exception for discrimination. For Article 15, generally talks about to prevent discrimination on the basis of race, religion, caste, sex, or place of birth. Okay, so under these categories, people should not be discriminated on basis of their race, religion, caste, sex, or place of birth. But exception can be made in case if the state wants to advance to work for the advancement of the socially and educationally backward classes of citizens, or for the scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. So in order to bring this underprivileged population into the forefront, in order to develop them, to have a better standard of living for them, the government can make exceptions. That's what Article 15 Clause 4 says. The same goes for Article 16 Clause 4, but in the case of employment. But it says that the article says that if these people are not adequately represented in the services under the state, I mean, they can be given in case of state government employment and so on, they can be given exceptions, reservation can be made for them if they are not adequately represented in the services. And it is a fact that even after 70 years of independence, we are not having adequate representation of the SC, ST community, even when it comes to government employment, and even if you look at the parliament. I mean, if you take the proportion of the population who belongs to the general category, and if you take the proportion of their population in the government services, bureaucracy, and parliament, they are representing more. I mean, the people from this community, the general category, would be more. They will be dominating these sectors. So this is what the constitutional remedy says. And also, apart from this, we have part 16 of the Indian Constitution that deals with reservation for scheduled castes and scheduled tribes in federal and state legislatures. This is Article 334. And constitutional authority of the president. The president can the constitution says that the president can establish commissions to examine and recommend remedies for the welfare of SC and ST groups. And we have commissions like National Commission for SC/ST, and we have a National Commission for backward classes, OBC. Now, and we have Scheduled Caste and Scheduled Tribe Prevention of Atrocities Act in order to prevent the atrocities committed against them. And then we have a provision of reservation in places like education institutions for employment and opportunities. We will look at reservation in a detailed manner in the upcoming slides. And then we have the same thing, social welfare departments for the betterment of SC/ST caste, and also the commissions brought forward by the constitutional provisions. Talking about reservation in India, reservation is not extended to every category. We have provision for reservation to be extended to private education and so on, but there has not been proper legislation for it. So at the moment, what we have is reservation in government jobs. When it comes to even civil services and all, we have reservation for SC/ST, OBC category, and even there are a concession when it comes to age gap or mark cutoff rate and so on. We have reservation in educational institution when it comes to government-owned universities like IIT, IIMs, etc. And we have in legislatures we have reservation according to Article 334 because we need proper representation of these underprivileged categories in the decision-making bodies of the state, which is the Parliament, the Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, state legislative assemblies, and so on. But one thing that we have to notice is that it is not based on academical backwardness. It's based on socially and educational backwardness. Social and educational backwardness. So reservation is not a poverty alleviation scheme. It is for empowering those people who are considered socially and educationally backward. So even if you are academically forefront, academically you are well settled, you have a good earning salary, your parents are well settled, you can be still socially backward. The society can still discriminate you based on the caste. This is what we have observed. This is what I have said, that there has been articles which talks about casteism that is even extending to countries like the United States of America. But there are negative sides to reservation too. For example, 60% of seats are reserved in India for ST, SC, OBC and EWS. Definitely reservation is not a perfect system. Only 40% seats are available under merit, and here also there is competition going on between all the sections, general, SC, ST, OBC. So are we having reservation at the cost of merit? That is one, yes we are having, but that is one issue, negative side of reservation. But why do we have reservation? It is basically aims at empowering the underprivileged category and ensuring the participation in the decision making process of the state. So when people say that we should get rid of reservation, that is also not a solution for this. Reservation should be ended, but it should end only when the casteism in the society comes to an end, right? Then what we need to, one thing is that when the constitution came to existence, reservation was not supposed to be extended until now. Like it said that it should go on only for 10 years until 1960, that too only for quota in legislatures. But since we are still not able to provide adequate representation for these SC, ST and OBC communities, we are forced to continue the reservation system. What is the way forward? What can we do? The government is they have the duty to provide equality of status and opportunity in India for everyone. So they have to continue the reservation system until there is equality in the society, there is adequate representation of the people. But there are alternatives, like providing scholarships, funds, coachings and other welfare schemes for these people. That is one thing that we can consider. But the benefit of reservation were successively enjoyed only by a few communities or families. One reason for this is lack of awareness. A recent article which was published in the Wire, where research has been done, says that a huge a huge part of population is not really aware of the benefits that they are entitled to. Many people are not aware of the reservation which they are entitled to. So this limits the benefits to a few communities or families. So the kind of upliftment, the kind of development that the reservation intends to bring to the society is not reaching the required people. So that is one problem, and it should be clear. We should look forward to clear this issue. So even after 70 years after independence, the demand for reservation has only increased. So that's all about it. For more such videos, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can also follow us on our social media platforms: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, and so on, LinkedIn and so on. You can also join our Telegram channel, where you are going to get all the kind of materials that we are providing: the current affair material, blog articles, editorials, videos, infographics, quiz, test series, and much more. And for any kind of queries, you can contact us. You can visit our website, where you will get our contact details. You can call upon us, you can text us, you can mail us regarding any kind of UPSC Civil Services exam guidance that you require. We will be happy to help you. So thanks for watching the video.